Well, good morning. Shalom, everybody. Ariel Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School. Find us online, of course, KosherTorah.com. It is the 3rd of June, 2019. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30 almost now in the morning. I've been up, of course, since 4:30, 5 o'clock, doing meditative practices, doing all kinds of the ritual prayers and the like. Of course, going online, answering all of your emails and all that other kind of business and spiritual stuff. But, as you know, it's always time to get to good old Gold's Gym, build up the body. You always have to have that physically strong body with the physically strong soul. We don't have that separation, that dichotomy of physical and spiritual as other religions do. For us, everything is a harmony, a concentric whole. But for the last hour, I've been working on an old essay that I discovered. I wrote almost 20 plus years ago, discussing the nature of the experiences of the prophetic Kabbalistic traditions, which of course, we teach here at our school, and how important it is to integrate it with proper ritual, natural, practices every single day. In other words, it's not enough that we just have academic knowledge of a thing. We have to have experiential knowledge of a thing, or otherwise it's mute, it's dead. Reminds me of an old story that I've translated and taught many times, the teachings of Rabbi Yisrael ben Eliezer, who of course is the famous Ba'al Shem Tov, founder of Hasidism. The story was told that one time he attended a lecture of a fellow rabbi, I assume, who was teaching Kabbalah publicly. And he spoke to the rabbi afterwards and said, you should not be teaching Kabbalah. And the rabbi, of course, was stunned. What do you mean, not teaching Kabbalah? You teach Kabbalah all the time. Why shouldn't I? And the Ba'al Shem Tov says, because when I teach Kabbalah, I teach people to understand it properly. That when we talk about Sefirot, and we talk about worlds and the like, we're not talking about places out there in outer space on the other side of, the Hubble telescope, which we could look out there. No. All these talk of Sefirot and worlds are inside us. They're internal. Essentially, the greatest secret of what we call the Kabbalah, this is more so the Zoharic and the Lurianic system, it is not cosmology, it is psychology. And that is actually the foundation of the ebook that I've written, Sefirot Within Us. And I've applied the concept of the Sefirot, how they interact, how they reveal themselves within ourselves, and what we do with them, what it's supposed to mean within ourselves, within our human relationships, and everything else. This is very important for us to understand. Too many people come today to the study of mysticism. This is not rational. This isn't originally Jewish. This isn't this and that. And they throw the whole thing out. And as we say, they throw out the baby with the bathwater, not realizing that what we're dealing with is not originally from the Bible, of course not. The prophetic tradition is, but that's experiential. Whereas if you get into the academic systems, we call the Kabbalah unit, the theoretical systems, if you don't understand it correctly and properly, how it applies internally, then you will misunderstand mysticism to be metaphysics, when mysticism is essentially psychology. And this is a big problem in the study today of all religious and spiritual topics. This can be applied literally to the same studies of the Patanjali Sutras of the Raja Yoga. It can be applied to many of the different sutras in Buddhism. It can be applied, of course, to many of our Kabbalistic teachings, in which you look at the facade of a thing and you think that that's what it's all about, as opposed to its internal, actual meaning. Think about this. You and me as human beings, people see us, and do they really know the real us just on a superficial glance? You don't know me personally by what you see in my videos here. You got to get to know me. We'll come down, we'll sit down, we'll chat, we become friends. This is how it is. You sitting down, becoming friends, and chatting with your inner self. That's what the meditative process is really all about. It's not just about being calm and peaceful. It's about self-exploration, recognizing the Sefirot within us. This is what our courses at our KosherTorah School are designed to provide for you. learn, grow, experience, mature. See for yourselves what we have to offer. I'll put a link to my ebook, Sefirot Within Us, in the credits here below, whatever they call it there, on Facebook, YouTube, whatever else. And learn for yourselves. See for yourselves. Experience for yourselves. Because that is ultimately what Kosher Torah is all about. Alrighty, guys. I got to get to the gym. I got to work out and stay as young as I can for as long as I can. Because responsibilities and obligations. That's what life is all about. See you all soon. Take care. Shalom.